Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Manu. I'm an undergraduate student from India who does content on reaction reviews, books, shows, movies and all that kind of stuff. I have put the reaction stuff on the back burner because I would really like to cover this Premier League season because I'm personally a United fan and I saw that there is a huge fan following for United and other clubs like Arsenal, Chelsea and Liverpool and all that in India and other Asian countries, but there is a severe underrepresentation of Indian content creators. So I really want to cover this season and all the events that go on this season related to United and also other channels. I'll cover other channels and all that stuff, and that is my primary aim for this year. So if you are someone who is interested in football or soccer as the Americans say it, do feel free to subscribe to the channel if you like the content, only if you like the content. And without waffling on, I will get on with today's topic, which is, will United win the league this season? So as a United fan, I definitely hope so, but from a more rational perspective, can United actually win the league and what does it take to actually win the league? We will analyze that in today's episode, and yeah, let's get to it. So the very first factor that comes into play for the success or failure of any team is their transfer window, how good a transfer window they had or is having. And in terms of transfer, we can't ask for anything more from United's transfer window, and essentially John Murto and Darren Fletcher, they have done a fantastic job. Now I know there is a lot of criticism and cynicism, and people are afraid if they can be happy with the transfer window because there is this mentality that the people who we look up to, like say Mark Goldbridge or whoever, feels happy, then only we'll feel happy. But I don't think that's fair. You can feel happy. You can think for yourself and be happy with what United have done. But there is still the center defensive midfielder. Of course, there are these saturated points that many people have said over and over. We've been saying since the last season that we need a centre back, we need a right winger, and we need a centre defensive midfielder. Now there is a lot of hate being thrown towards Scott McTominay, and I get it. I get that he's not a world-class defensive midfielder yet, but the people who have played against him, like I don't know, Ben Foster, who has played against him at some point. I remember him from an interview saying that he's very difficult to get past. And there is also the cognitive bias associated with the McFred combination, because we as United fans have a bonus thinking of the centre-back partnership between Maguire and Varane, and we've been excusing Maguire's performance because he was playing alongside Victor Lindelof, that he is underperforming because of the partnership. So we could extend the same logical argument for Rafael Varane, for Scott McTominay and the McFred partnership. He might be a good player. There might be a reason why Jose Mourinho and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Michael Carrick and Mike Phelan and all of these people are keeping McTominay. It might just be the academy bias that, oh, he's a homegrown boy and we have to give him game time. It might just be that, or there might be a good player in him, and Paul Pogba and Scott McTominay, we haven't tried it that much and it might work, but then we can't go into a season with this much competition, and we'll get into the competition in the other segment, but we can't go into a season with a might-be player or a squad player. So I get that, but I think the transfer window, in terms of the transfer window, we've gotten the best ever transfer window, I would say. Like, we haven't got this good a transfer window since, I don't know, maybe the window Cristiano Ronaldo signs, just because it was Ronaldo who signed. But I don't think we've ever had this good a transfer window. So in terms of transfers, I think we are all set for the new season, except for a DM. And I think Eduardo Camavinga, I get the hype around Camavinga, but he's still 18. And we've seen with Mason Greenwood, like, he would go on a spell of 2 to 3 months of amazing form and we would think he's the best thing since sliced bread, but he will have dips in form and all that. So a more experienced midfielder, a defensive mid, would be a great option to go with. So if we get that, even if it's not a high profile, I'm not asking for someone like Kimmich or people like that. We just need a good solid Premier League proven or not, a good solid defensive midfielder. It can be Ndidi, it can be Bissouma, it can be Declan Rice is obviously overpriced, so we most probably won't get him. But a DM would really like complete United. It would be like when Bruno came, he would be the last jigsaw puzzle in the United team. So in terms of transfers, it's yet a bit early to judge the whole transfer window, but so far it's been amazing and we couldn't ask for anything more. So this component is the most important component for any Premier League winning team or any league winning team or a World Cup winning team or a Euros winning team. It is the manager. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I know there is a lot of question marks, but in my eyes, in my perspective, he has done all that not all that he can, he has done a lot. He has stabilized, he has got rid of a lot of deadwood. Like, just think about all the deadwood that he got rid of. He got rid of fucking Fellaini. Just think about that. He got rid of Fellaini, he got rid of Valencia, he got rid of Ashley Young. Now Lukaku was a mixed bag. He is a good striker and I personally liked him very much. I don't know why he got rid of him. I think he has a poor first touch, but he makes up for it and more than makes up for it in his ability to just finish. We have to remember that in the Paris game, everyone remembers a Rashford free kick, but who was the person who got us the goal in the first place? It was Lukaku. He is like younger Cavani with a poorer first touch maybe and a bit of less technical ability, but he is an amazing finisher and I think he is elite. So I don't know, that transfer I don't understand. He got rid of Marcus Rojo and a lot of deadwood. That's what I'm saying. He got rid of Alexis Sanchez. So he did a great job in getting rid of the deadwood. Now it's not bloody FIFA, so we can't just go in and get everyone out and get a lot of people in every window. So he has done the best he can in terms of transfers. I think he has done the best he can since he has arrived. In terms of coaching, there is still like a question mark associated with Ole, because last season we really shouldn't have been beaten by Villarreal in the Europa League final. That is a fact. He took too long to substitute, and even from the first minute, the game and the style was to not lose. It was not to go for the win, and with the players we have, we should have won that game. I get that. But we should not tarnish our judgment of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer by just that one game. In the same way that Gareth Southgate should not be judged by that one penalty defeat. That is even worse. Like, we lost on the 11th penalty taken by a goalkeeper. We should not let that be the judgment on De Gea or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or the coaching team. We have done fantastically well to get there and to finish second. So I think he is a good manager. I am not sure, because only pedigree can bring you that elite manager status. So we will see that this season. This is a sort of a litmus test for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It has been for the last two seasons, and he has, in my perspective, he has passed those tests. He has made progress. He has substantially made progress. And see, I get all these Twitter, I see this on Twitter a lot, that we got more points under this manager and less points under this manager. Ultimately, it's based on the standings. It's all relative. It's like, think of it like grading system. It's a percentile and not a percentage. So think of it in terms of relative. The circumstances for each season is different. So we can only judge someone on based on what they have. So this season, with all this artillery at his disposal, I think we would make a better cup run and we would win some silverware. Now, I'm not sure if that silverware would be Champions League or FA Cup or League Cup. In which circumstance I would have to change my opinion on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because this is really the make or break season, and I think it's too early to judge him as of now, because so far he's done a great job. So far the transfer, it's like judging the transfer window at this point. It's so far it has been great, but we need one more jigsaw puzzle to complete the squad. So I think it's a bit early to judge Solskjaer. In a way, it's weird saying that after all these years, but I think it's a bit early to judge him. And I think this is really the make or break, where he either steps up and becomes that, I don't know, Alex Ferguson or even a Jurgen Klopp level manager, or he goes back to that mediocre manager. I certainly don't think he is the same person who got Cardiff, I think it was Cardiff, Cardiff relegated. I think he has evolved since then, and I think he's a better coach at this point, and the whole coaching team is. But if they play 5 at the back and defensive football and lose out, then I think it's really time for him to go. So the title challenge would also massively depend on what goes on in Ollie's mind. So I have seen in a lot of instances where we have said that he should play attacking football, and when he played attacking football and went for it, he didn't get the result that we wanted, and then we flip around and say, oh, he should not have done that, he should have won, because again, at the end of the day, win is all that matters. So he has played attacking football at times, and I do personally feel that it is just because of the lack of quality of players that we have that he's afraid to play that way. Because in the first 6 months, he clearly showed us that he can play offensive style, and I personally do believe this season we will go for it. And if I'm proved wrong, then I'm proved wrong. I can't do anything about that, but that is my intuition and my feeling on that. Now, the third most important factor in a Premier League title challenge is really the competition, the people who are competing with you, and I think this Premier League more than ever will be tightly competitive. Man City are signing Jack Grealish, or are in talks to sign Jack Grealish, or they will go for some elite caliber player, of course, and they want a striker to replace Aguero. And when Chelsea are signing Erling Haaland this season or next, most probably they will sign Erling Haaland, because when it comes to transfers, United are good, have been good this season, but they can't compete with Chelsea. They really can't compete with Chelsea in the transfer market, simply because of how efficient and ruthless they are. Look at the Jules Koundé transfer. So we can't really compete with Chelsea on transfers as of now. John Murtough and Darren Fletcher might be the best director and assistant ever, and they might pull it off. I don't know. But this season, the squads are infinitely better than last season, and even United and Liverpool will be coming back, and Van Dijk will be back. So the competition is really, really tough. But I do think United can mount a serious title challenge this year because of the consistency that we had last year. As in, we did slip up in between, but we did have consistent runs. So it was just a matter of fixing those gaps so that we can, because we had a consistent health record, we had very few people injured. So I think if we can keep our players fit, I do believe that we can mount a serious title charge or a Champions League charge, because by January I think we will have to decide either of the two that we are going to focus on. So I think it will be a Champions League charge or a title charge. My hope is for a title charge, because Champions League, that can happen more frequently than a Premier League title, and I do believe the Premier League is more tougher to win simply because it's a league and the other is a cup. So I think the Premier League title charge will be more sensible this year. So even though people like Thomas Tuchel and Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola have done great and fantastic in the previous years, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer really has that opportunity, that squad with him, to sheerly blow the competition out of the water and really go for the title. Will he go for it? Will he do it? Do let me know in the comments and what you think about the video. And because this is the first video, I'm not very used to this kind of content, do let me know how I can improve, so that I will definitely try to improve the way I speak, the way this setup is. I mean, I can't massively improve the setup. This is my home. This is the cheap microphone that I have, so I can't really improve that, but I'll really try to improve the editing part and the B-rolls and whatever suggestions you have, please do drop them in the comments, and I will be regularly uploading videos of stuff like my Premier League predictions and how I react to different results and all that. I will be basically covering this season, and I'm super excited because I have followed this club for around more than a decade now, and it is really, I'm really passionate about this thing, and I do really think there is a requirement of Indian content creators in this football creation space. So I hopefully can provide that sort of content. I know Azim Banatwala does amazing content as well, and he does live streams and all that. I do enjoy his stuff, but I think I can do it my own way, and I can, sort of fill in that niche. So that's it, guys. If you like the content, do make sure to drop in your suggestions and consider subscribing if you like what you saw, and if you think I can improve and meet your content creation needs, and if you like Man United or football in general and are passionate about it, this is your place to be. And I've been Manu, signing off. Peace.